Greetings from ABC Acres. I'm Grant Shadden, and we're going to do a little bit different of a video this week. First, I'm going to follow up on a couple previous videos to show you just some of the results we've had, and then we're going to do a viewer design challenge where we're going to show you a overabundance of a serious surplus, if you will, of a resource we have on the property here at ABC Acres. And we're gonna ask you, the viewers, we're gonna leverage your collective intelligence, if you will, to see if you have any bright ideas, and I'm sure you do. But before then, I'm gonna be energetic this video because coffee, helping sleep-deprived parents of toddlers and newborns get through the day. Thanks, coffee. So, about 6 weeks ago, I did a video about propagating elderberries from branch cuttings, and I want to show you those results. Now, if you'll remember, we didn't use any rooting hormone. We certainly would have had more extensive root growth at this point, or accelerated root growth had we used rooting hormone, but we still have good results nevertheless. Giving you a great example of you don't always have to have everything that people say you need to do this. We can leverage these naturally abundant plants and really get great results. So you can see where I cut this clear down to the ground 6 weeks ago. It's already started sprouting back. It will be going strong here through the winter. By winter's end into the spring, we'll be able to do this again, another round of cuttings. And I showed you, I put one in a pot for an example, and you can see here 6 weeks we've got some buds forming. They're gonna start leafing out here in a few more weeks. So that one is doing well. And then this is a good example here where I showed the bumps along the branch and where the roots would begin to sprout. And you can see they have begun sprouting, and we even have some beginning of some leaf out there on that one. So far so good. And then here in a bucket of water are some examples of a little bit more root development. Whoops. So you can see, again, here about 6 weeks later, we got some leaf out, some roots coming out. So these are doing well. No rooting hormone. Just cutting down this elderberry that was really from a dead branch. If you go back and watch that video, it looked like a dead branch. We soaked that one branch in some rooting hormone, and we have now, I can't remember what I counted, but it was something like 25 cuttings that we got. And it looks like so far, all of them are still alive. They're starting to root out, and we're excited about that. All right, now we're out here in our nursery area, following up on the Fertility for Free Homemade Comfrey Tea video from about 12 weeks ago. And 12 weeks later, we have 20 gallons of comfrey tea concentrate. This stuff is very strong, very potent. We've got the leftover comfrey dregs here. Going to be fantastic fertility-rich mulch in our veggie garden. We've got a big pile of comfrey just plant cuttings from cleaning up our comfrey nursery bed over here. This follows up on this idea of relative location in permaculture, where you place elements where they can have many meaningful connections between other systems or elements in your operation. So we've got comfrey, very rich fertilizer, both in plant form and in this concentrated liquid form, right next to nursery beds, our greenhouse, which is behind the camera here, our hoop house, our veggie garden off in the distance. It's a great centrally located element that we can use in many of our different systems here. Now, with 20 gallons of this stuff, we'll be able to dilute this even if we wanted to really still keep it strong, which is my preference. If we put 1 part of comfrey tea to 5 parts water and dilute it down, it's still going to be very strong for fertilizer, and that gives us 120 gallons of liquid fertilizer. And I mean, we got all of those roots were leftovers about a year or so ago. So you can see how this builds. You can build biomass, fertility, you can build organic matter in your system in just a matter of a couple years with a little bit of management. This literally was harvested from this bed, just ripped up a little bit, thrown in that trash can, topped with water, and left to sit for 12 weeks. And now it's ready for use. It did smell for the first few weeks, 3-4 weeks, but now I can get my face right down there. It's actually very pleasant, very earthy smelling without any off smells, which says that it's ready and it's going to do some great work. Going into the fall and winter, we can mineralize key areas for tree production, increased pasture health, and we're excited to use it. So now we're going to move on to the viewer design challenge. All right, you ready? Put on your thinking caps. Let's see if it works. E equals MC squared. Yep, we're ready. All right, so through the powers of observation, can you figure out what is the resource that we have an overabundance, a serious surplus of? I'll give you a hint. It's right behind me. All this river rock. We've got river rock coming out of our ears here at ABC Acres. I'm going to show you a few things we've done with it so far, and then I'm going to put it to you to try and think about, well, the nature of stones and rock and what they can be used for, and how we could put that to bolster some of the systems we already have in place here at ABC Acres. So I'll show you, and then I fully expect to receive some comments, I'm sure partially on you need to tone down your caffeine intake, but also on some really good, smart uses of all this rock. All right, first up we have our gabion walls. And these are going to be just these shorter walls to define some landscape areas, to set some areas off. We've got these taller pillar posts. Those timbers we're going to top with a pergola structure, growing some edible vines like maybe cold hardy kiwi or some grape varieties up that for more shade in this nice little area, and also some yummy fruits. Next, you can see that we have used the rock for some landscape features with this rainwater harvesting off-contour swale to divert water down into a retention basin, and then also on the house itself. Very beautiful natural look, the stone coming from the land here. And so we have done that as well. Additionally, we have put the stones as mulch around some of our trees. All right, now it's up to you. What are some ideas you have for this big pile of river rock we have sitting here? We look forward to hearing your responses. I'm sure we're going to get some great ideas. And you know, if you have any questions about some of the follow-up from previous videos, you can put them in the comment section below. Also put those suggestions in the comment section. And as always, thanks for watching.